Good afternoon. My name is Mike Oren. This is my Project 6 UX critique. Again, a little under the weather, excuse me. And I've typed up everything, so again, if it seems like I'm reading off of a script, I am. Um, Starting off with the user experience. How well is the screen laid out? In portrait mode, the screen is laid out plenty of white space. You got the thumbnails, and the titles of the articles are spaced out. Easy to scan through the list to find something that interests you, something that you want to read about. Flipping it to landscape mode, uh, up and down, isn't it? There you go. Flipping to landscape mode breaks down the screens into pages with 2 articles per page, each taking up half the screen. Gives you large thumbnails with the title on the inside. Both orientations provide excellent navigation. It's both effective, appealing, no matter which way you're browsing the application. And the use of the hamburger menu, let's get that in there, is still prevalent, as is in most Android devices, Android applications. And that's where your favorites and categories are saved. Now, how easy or intuitive it is to control. Although the application is extremely easy to use, extremely easy to control, there are parts of the application that aren't as intuitive as one would expect. For example, at the top of certain articles, there is a trending list at the top of this one. For this one, it's Walt Disney World. At the top of that list, it's represented by an orange dot, so you could save it for later. Usually there are multiple topics. If you see, you can scroll through there, get the multiple topics. And each topic goes off screen because there's not a lot of space at the very top of it. Usually it's represented with one keyword, and then there's a second one that kind of fades away into the side of the screen at the very side there. I suppose the fading away is indicative of further content, but unless you play around with it or actually scroll to the left, you can't actually see the rest of the information. It's not overly apparent that this is how you're going to access it, and if you're not really paying attention, you can skim right over it. So that feature isn't as helpful as it should be. Without a decent understanding of the trending feature, it's easy to overlook this feature. Secondly, when viewing the main page in landscape mode, only 2 articles are present. Now, going off the horizontal scrolling from the trending feature, my first reaction is to scroll left and right to access more articles, as the layout almost looks like a film strip. Going back into this way. Kind of looks like a film strip, so I want to scroll left to right, kind of like the rest of the trending articles. The articles, however, are scrollable vertically with no page indication on the list, so it doesn't really let you know how you should be switching through articles. After a few left or right attempts, I figured out it was up and down. Obviously, this isn't rocket science to figure out, but lack of consistency is noticeable when trying to access different pieces of content. How effectively does it use multimedia or other capabilities of the device? In this application so far, the only phone capability I've seen is the accelerometer for switching orientation. There's no voice dictation or camera capabilities in the application, nor would I expect there to be, besides just that hardware optimization. It follows the Android platform basically just because it's got the hamburger menu at the top that collapses. Other than that, I haven't gone over the Android human interface guidelines all that much in depth, so I'm not quite sure how else it conforms to it. I mean, it's got the 3 dots for the menu, but that's not the first application to ever use a menu. And other than the consistency issues between scrolling, the OS is the Orlando Sentinel app is a solid app, and there's little to be improved upon. And that's my critique of the Orlando Sentinel. Mike Oren signing out.